Yeah, I want to give my condolences to Kobe Bryant and his family. And I really don't want to talk about it, but I just want to say to everybody, life is not guaranteed. And, I don't want my mind there because I'm going to start to break down. Okay, I'm going to start crying and just going to be honest with you. So let me get into this boxing and just, it's hard talking about that because when somebody in your life, it could be your life, is taken away like this. When something like this happens, it triggers something in certain people. So right now, I don't want to talk about it right now. Not just disrespect the brother because he had passed. It's just that, I'm not going to get my thoughts right. All right? So my condolences to the family, his wife, his family and everything. And I hope everything in his family can pull through. Okay? So this thing with Spence. I'm trying to figure out something. I'm confused with the WBC and I'm confused with the IBF right now. Who is Spence going to fight? That was elimination with Danny Garcia, I think. I'm not too sure. I'm not that savvy on this yet, but I was just skimming through WBC and IBF. Now there's an interim, right, with IBF with Lipness and this dude named I can't pronounce his name, but the last name I get the front of it is Abdul. Okay, Abdul, right? That's an interim, and that's because in the meantime, that fight's gonna go on until the champ is ready. That's what that means. Now now Danny Garcia and Ivan Redkach, they just fought, and after this fight, who is this Danny Garcia gonna fight? Is he gonna fight Porter in April? Because that's what I'm seeing right now. I'm just seeing, I think it might be Porter. Oh, sorry, I was going to interrupt it for a minute. Just about to start working in the next hour. So, what's the what's going on here is what I need to know what's going on with Spence, because there's a lot of things that Spence said. He said he does not want a tune-up. He wants to go straight into a Manny Pacquiao fight. These are facts. This is out his mouth. He is Man Down Promotions. He is his own boss. HAYMON is his advisor. He has Derek James as his trainer. Okay, so like I said in my past videos, what's going on? Because if you have an interim title, fight with the IBF, that means that's in the meantime until he comes back. When is he coming back? Because for right now, I'm not hearing no announcement with Spence versus Pac, right? And I'm not hearing any announcements from Pac who he's going to fight next. Now, after this fight with Danny Garcia and Ivan Red, well, is there going to be an announcement? And if there is an announcement, are we going to go through this bullshit? Well, Pacquiao decided to fight Danny Garcia, and he's ducking Spence again. Are we going to go through that? Because right now, what was said first, what was announced first for the IBF is an interim. That means Spence is not ready to come back. So, those two got eliminated. Those two is going to fight each other. Lipness and Abdul. Those two going to fight each other. So, who is he going to fight? Okay, he's not fighting IBF. He's off the hook with the IBF with that nonsense. And now you got the WBC, and I'm trying to figure out, well, what's going on with that too? So, is an interim too? I don't know. Is that the same thing as the IBF? Please, somebody help me, okay? Because I want to know what's going on with this situation. Because is it anybody? Is Porter's going to fight? With who won? Danny, of course, won. So is it Danny and Porter going to fight? These are questions I got to be asked. Okay, before people want to raise up and say this one is ducking who, and this one, I keep telling you that all this stuff is strategic. Okay, it might seem like a duck, but it's strategic because let me tell you something. When Manny Pacquiao got in that ring, when Spence was fighting Mikey, at the end of that fight, and Spence asked him, do you want to fight me? Right? You want to fight the winner of Mikey and Spence? Spence won. And Manny Pacquiao said, yes, sure. He did not say when he was going to fight Spence. Okay? Now, of course, Spence won. All right? So, it's a possibility they will fight. But that fight didn't come next. You see what I'm saying? After Spence said to Pacquiao, who you want next? Pacquiao said, yes, I will fight you. Okay? But he didn't say when. So, but now we have little clues here to tell you about what's going on with Spence, because you have an interim title, you have an interim fight going on at the IBF, right? Okay? Because that didn't have to go on in the first place. If he had to fight a tune-up or his mandatory, he would have went straight into that. They would need no interim. They didn't need no interim at all. Okay? He could have fight Lipinets or somebody off the IBF. So, since in the meantime, interim means in the meantime, well, he's not fighting anybody on that side. Okay? So, I'm trying to figure this out. But the clue is that why have an interim if Spence said he's ready? So now, just how Pac said, yeah, he'll fight Spence. Now Spence says to him, I want to fight Pac. But if that doesn't happen next, isn't this all strategic again? Back to that. Or is it a duck? Okay? Watch how people start turning shit around now. Okay? So that's all I'm trying to figure out now. What is going on? What in the heavens is going on? Because something's got to go on. Something's going to happen. Listen, we got one more week in January. February is a short month, 28 days. You got March and you got April. Something's got to be announced. And it's either going to be announced that Manny Pacquiao is going to fight Danny Garcia. And most likely that will happen. And I feel that might happen because there's an IBF interim. Medically, Spence is cleared. But when you give a IBF don't have interims, okay? So something's up. Something's up. IBF hardly. I mean, can you remember the last time this sanctioned body did this? Can you remember? Okay, so that's a clue there to tell you something ain't right. Something's not right. Okay, regardless if you think if Pac fights Danny instead of fighting Spence, and you think that Pacquiao duck Spence, no. An interim IBF means in the meantime when the champ get his shit together. And Spence said he have his shit together, but actions speak louder than words. And the actions is all that he said he have his shit together, but you having an interim fight in IBF with Lipnitz and Abdul. Okay, it's early in the morning, get my coffee. I'm pronouncing words wrong. You know, I just woke up, but I just had to get this off my mind this morning before the rest of the day because I know the ducking thing. I'm going to hear Danny and Manny Pacquiao fight next. I know that's going to be the whole new thing. Manny Pacquiao duck Spence again. That's the whole new thing. But in the meantime, they've been said they had an interim fight for the IBF. Okay? Right? And the WBC belt that he has, Spence also have, IBF and the WBC. That belt also he has. I think that's an interim fight over there too. I'm not sure. Somebody school me, okay? But I know that after Danny Garcia fight Ivan Red catch, that in April, the next person that they're going to have to fight is maybe Porter. And Danny might have to fight Porter. Okay? I mean, this is how I see it at the rankings. So, before you start getting on that train where Pacquiao picked Danny Garcia and the last thing you know is that Spence wanted to fight Pacquiao, and Pacquiao, when he got in the ring with Danny and Mikey, and he said, yes, I want to fight you next, and that was the last thing. Just remember all these interims, and something that the IBF never did for a very long time. Okay, just remember that, because that's a clue to tell you Manny ain't ducking nobody. Okay, something's going on, and I just need to know the politics. It's just, I don't know, something's not right, but something's got to be said soon enough. Is Spence going to go straight into a Manny Pacquiao fight? And if not, and he's not fighting nobody in the IBF and the WBC, why he can't fight Crawford? Why he can't fight Crawford? The man said he's ready. The man said he's ready. Okay, I don't give a fuck about the numbers. I don't care about the pay-per-view numbers. I don't care about, well, Crawford, he doesn't bring the draw. Listen, this is a unification. This is a unification. Unification overrides all that bullshit. Spence had his voluntary when he fought Mikey. Okay? He had that last year. Okay? He had his unification with Porter last year, 2019. Those two things. What is next for this man? I need to know. Because right now, as an interim, all over the place. And Pacquiao is just waiting. And we trying to figure it out. Is it Pacquiao, Spence, Pacquiao, Danny? And listen, if it's Pacquiao and Danny, I got no problem with that. I don't got no problem with that. Because the way I see it, on Spence side, there ain't nothing going on Spence side. And I could prove that again, because if Spence, you want to say that Pacquiao ducks Spence, fine, but then Spence ducking Crawford. Why that fight can't be made? And let me tell you something. I was a big advocate about Bob Arum don't want no fights. But see, Bob Arum changed his tune around. You know why? Because he has no welterweights. And he needs to get this money. Okay? He will, at a snap of the finger, will make a fight with Pacquiao and Crawford. I know that because he has no more welterweights on the side. He's not king of in-house no more. Okay? He can't make all these in-house fights and pocket all the money. He got to do a co-promotion with HAYMON. Okay? You have to do something, and he's not going to get the whole pot. So right now, he has no choice because he has no welterweight fighters for Bud Crawford, the one that holds the WBO title. So what are we going to do? It's either this, if he's not going to fight Pacquiao, fight Spence. Spence got to fight Crawford. Okay, those two brothers got to fight. I don't want to see some name that pop out of a cereal box. Okay. All of a sudden want to fight Spence when Spence said he is ready to fight Manny Pacquiao, Bud Crawford, or Danny Garcia. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And if Pac could fight Danny, you got an attitude about it, but then Spence comes around and fight Danny Garcia, because like I said, Danny Garcia said he was training for a southpaw. Pacquiao and Spence are southpaws, so you don't know which direction this is going. So this is what I'm saying. Before y'all strategically talk about who's ducking who and shit, the walls are closing in. I need to know what's going on. We need to know what's going on, because I want to see how they're going to I want to see how they're going to do this. I really want to see what they're going to do, because Spence said he's ready. He's medically cleared, but there's an interim fight going on with Abdul and Lipinets. And then over here on the WBC side, you got Danny beating Red Cash just Saturday, right? And then what happens next? Is Porter fighting Danny? If this ain't gonna come about with Pac or Spence? Okay, I really don't care too much about what's going on with Danny, unless it has something to do with Spence or Pacquiao. That's it. And when it comes to Crawford, he's right there. We know Crawford and Danny ain't gonna fight, so I'm not gonna make a big deal. I already know Danny. I already know Porter and Crawford's not gonna fight. Listen, Bob Arum looking for a title fight. They'll make a little bit of some cash. Okay, even though if his man over there, Crawford, can't draw as much as, you know, that they say on a money-wise value way, he will make something out of it, okay? Because the man got to fight somebody. He got nobody on that side to fight, okay? So if Spence is ready and medically cleared, but he does not fight Pac, and then Pac fights Danny Garcia, and you're gonna blame Pacquiao for not fighting Spence. Well, what's going on with Spence not fighting Crawford? You see how this shit is strategically played? You see how it's strategic? Manny Pacquiao is not a ducker. Like I said, my proof that Manny Pacquiao is not a ducker is all the fights he had in the past. None of them was tune-ups. All of them was great fighters, okay? And titles, okay? So please, let's cut this bullshit out and let's just see what happens. Because I'm very curious about what's going on. I got to go to work. Smash the dislike button because you're not going to like me.